Good morning, folks. In this video I would like to show you how to replace the Firerope on an MF or C series HeatMaster furnace. The first step to replacing it is to decide if the furnace actually needs the Firerope replaced. Some people replace Firerope when actually what they need to do is tighten the door rollers. To show you what I mean, on this door you can see where the door jamb hits the Firerope, and it's hard and crusty. And on the inside here you can see that groove, and that's how it should look like after a year or so of burning, just a hard packed groove. And the creosote just forms around the door jamb and the Firerope there. But as we move out to the other side of the door, there's no distinct groove anymore. It's not sealing well at all. There's a lot of blow-by, a lot of air leakage. There's creosote all over the door. Off the other side, there's just no groove at all. It probably was run loose for an extended period of time until it just ate away the Firerope, and there's no good way to adjust it tight anymore. There it's starting to get a little tighter and improved, so it looks like it was hitting on the hinge side of the door but not on the other, and it went way too long without adjustment. If you look on the door jamb itself, it's very creosoted up, which shows me there was probably air leakage into the firebox. And on this edge over here at the roller side, there's a lot of creosote on the door jamb itself on the face, which tells me it wasn't sealing well for a while. So we'll replace this Firerope. If there's a distinct groove all the way around, you can just loosen the nut on your roller, and this is a carriage bolt. It's under the creosote here. There's a bolt head in a slot, and it walks in and out. There's a roller up here at the top, and there you can see the bolt head. Just loosen this nut, tap your roller in, maybe an eighth or so, tighten your nut back down, and that'll snug it up where you'll prevent this blow-by issue that it looks like this furnace had. The hinge side here is also adjustable. There's a bolt there and a nut you can loosen. That plate slides in and out. The newer furnaces have adjustment out on the front face of the door, but there is adjustment on the hinge side. So the first step to replacing the Firerope is to pull the old rope out. At some point around the door, the two ends meet, and I think it's right here because I see a little bit sticking out. This is going to be fun to get started. Once you get a little bit of a tail to grab, it's not so bad. But this thing was very creosoted up, and it's going to be a little trickier to get loose. There, it's starting to come. Yeah, that's the end of it. So you just keep jerking the Firerope out of the groove. The corners sometimes can be pretty tough. There, it's coming. Not too bad. There, it's out. Then you just want to go around, make sure there's no creosote in the groove. Old silicone, peel that out. It's pretty clean. Now the Firerope is held in by silicone. What I have here is a high temperature silicone, a 600 degree silicone, but I've used just a regular clear that you get at Walmart or Lowe's, and it's good up to 400 degrees, and I've never had that come loose either. But you just put a bead in the back of the groove, about, I don't know, quarter to a half inch wide. Make sure you put a little extra silicone in the corners. A little extra in that corner. This silicone is there just to hold it in place until the creosote packs around it and makes it fit tight. A little extra silicone there. When you start your rope, it doesn't really matter where you start. I usually start here at the bottom or the back side. I'll start here. And just squish it in. Don't stretch it. Make sure it stays fat and full, and in the corners, bunch it up so that it fills the corner completely. Don't leave an air gap in the corner. You'll have an overheated furnace and creosote problems and all stuff caused by air leakage. You go by the handle there, make sure that packs back in tight around the nut. Again, fill your corners up, push down on it a little bit, make sure that door jamb is going to hit fire rope, it can't hit air. Push it in the groove. Fill your corner, tuck it under the nut there. Fill the corner. When you get to the end, you may have just a little bit extra that you would just cut off. Pack it nice and tight. Flatten out any silicone that squirts out. And it's good to go. You can see how the critical part is to fill up your corners and have a nice fat squishy rope so it can seal when you close the door. So now the fire rope is in. I'm going to check for adjustment here. I'll close the door. And it's pretty tight on the hinge side, but I don't mind that because I know it's going to compress over time. And when it comes around that roller, it's really tight because it's a new fat fire rope. You just want to get it good and tight, shut. As long as you can get it shut, it's good. I'd rather have it too tight at this point than loose. If I take it out, and I can see with the dirt on there that it is hitting all the way around. It squeezed some extra silicone out, so I know it's really good and snug. Flatten that out. Put the silicone on the end there where the two ends met. If anything, over time I'll probably end up having to adjust the rollers in. Like I said earlier, you just loosen the nut, take a hammer, just tap the bolt head in, it's in a slot, and keep that thing snugged up as the fire rope compresses. After a few months it'll be seated and have a deep groove in it, and then it won't compress much more. You notice I did not put silicone on the surface. Some people do that. It does make a tighter seal. Put high temp silicone and flatten it out with a putty knife. But my experience has been on these updraft rated units that they get hot enough the silicone starts to peel off, and it's better with just a fire rope front edge there, the face of it. It lasts longer. Hope this has been helpful to you. Thanks for watching.